Hi there, Blue Noses all over the world. This is Wednesday and it's Watto, and giving you a weekly roundup of what's new and what I think of what's new. That's more important. Um, so, without further ado, we'll get onto England's display in the final. Well, it took them 7 games, but at last they put on a half decent show. And unfortunately, Spain, who I picked out on day one as the champions, uh, were too good for them. And in the light of that, the manager, Mr. Gareth Southgate, has decided to withdraw and give up his job as England manager. Now, can't contain my enthusiasm for his departure. Uh, and yes, technically, he's the most successful English football manager of all time. But I'm afraid um, in his case, it wasn't good enough. He bored us to tears all this tournament. He's bored us to tears um, virtually the whole of his duration as manager. And frankly, I was appalled when he got the job in the first place. So the thing is about having a bad England manager is it kills the enthusiasm. I know there are some people, my good mate Paul, he's fanatic. I mean, he could, it wouldn't matter to him if he was managed by Margaret Thatcher. You know, he's behind him 100%. But personally, somebody who's been around the block a few times like myself, just look and think, what are they doing? What are they? I mean, I can say that since Alf Ramsey left. What were they doing? And the one thing that is consistent in all these 50 odd years since we won the World Cup is the constant FA management people who are Victorian in their outlook. I mean, the very fact that they didn't employ Brian Clough when they had the opportunity speaks volumes for their knowledge and appreciation of what good management is. But he's gone. And I would like to say thank you for your efforts. Um, considering your management experience, I mean, he'd been out of work for 3 years when he took the job. Um, he did remarkably well, but he's just so damn boring. Um, people have criticised some of our players. They've even had the cheek to criticise Jude Bellingham, saying he wasn't up to it, he wasn't this, wasn't that. Gareth Southgate, if he was given a Mona Lisa, he'd hang it in his toilet. He has no idea what he's got. Some of the players he picks, you just ask, what's he doing there? Others are so talented, he doesn't know how to cope with them. Now, Phil Foden, for example, he plays for Manchester City. His manager is Pep Guardiola, right? And he knows every Saturday and midweek, European games, League Cup games, whatever, he has a task, right? And that one of the greatest managers on the planet guide him. Same with Jude Bellingham. He plays for Real Madrid, the best team in Europe, and will probably win the world, whatever, when it comes up around Christmas time, and the Super Cup, and they've won the league. He works for a man who is an expert at running good teams. Now, with the greatest will in the world, Gareth Southgate is not that. And that is why we've witnessed, and I'll include Harry Kane in that. He plays for Bayern Munich. Yeah? Yes, okay, they finished fourth in the league for the first time in 11 years, and everybody laughs and says, poor old Harry can't win a gong. That doesn't make him a bad player. What does make him a bad player is not knowing what to do. His job is specific at Bayern Munich. He's got a good top coach who moulds the team, and he scores goals for fun. For England, you just watch the bloke, and he's looking round. What day is it? But anyway, it was exciting while it lasted. Of all the Tilton Tour group, I'm still the only one that witnessed a major tournament win by England, and I have to say, in all honesty, I kind of treasure that, and it doesn't frustrate me that England can't win another major tournament. I'd like them to; it would be great, but in the back of my mind, thinking, well, you've seen that, we've done that. And winning another one isn't the end of the world, or not winning the other one. Anyway, that's England put to bed, and hopefully all the players who took part will disappear somewhere, get a good holiday under their belt, and return to the Bernabeu Stadium or Main Road, or not Main Road, back to the Manchester complex where real footballers are made, rather than having to trug off to Burton-on-Trent. Not the same, is it? Okay, Blue Noses. We were given a look at our new talent, young, experienced and old, on Saturday at Pileborn, and we got gubbed 5-0. Now, I don't really put people coming on here and telling me that it's only a practice match. You don't take any notice of the result. Well, I've heard that for 60 odd years now, and I've never, ever gone on a football pitch or wanted my team to go on a football pitch and not want to win. Now, if we'd have lost 2-1, then we could have said the result doesn't matter. The people who we put on the pitch did okay. We weren't expecting miracles, but they did okay. Well, the 22 players that took part in this match did not do okay. The two young lads at the centre of our defence were blown away, physically not strong enough. Captain for the day was Lang, who looked at least a stone overweight, and played poorly. In the second half, we had a little bit more experience in the back line, and we conceded 3 goals in the second half rather than only 2 with the babbies in. People up front, apart from Keshi Anderson, caused the opposition some problems. But again, his crosses, his final pass was to no one. No one was available. We never looked, in 90 minutes, we never came close to scoring a goal. And it was bitterly poor. It really was. Now, people are right. It's not the scoreline that matters. It's what we saw that went to making up that scoreline. Now, if we'd have played as badly as we did and lost 1-0, we'd have been a bit happy. But we never got any better. We started off badly and we stayed bad for 90 minutes. And Yes, the manager is looking at people he's never seen before. But surely we've got people in the club, right, who've seen these people for months, years, decades in the case of Dukey. And surely they would say, well, hang on a minute. If you put this side out, it's going to get a tatering, right? We need it to be stronger than that. Not because we need to win the game, but we do not need to be humiliated. The youngsters, particularly, do not need their first experience as proper professional players is get a spanking. Not on. Okay, that's sadly out of the way, and we face Solihull Moors tonight at whatever their ground is called now. It used to be Damson Wood. It could be anything now. Um, interesting thing I noticed on YouTube. I saw a recording of Gateshead, who beat Solihull Moors in the final of the FA Trophy on penalties. They beat Sunderland, right, on their own ground, 2-1. Pretty strong side Sunderland had out, and they lost. So I'm sure the Sunderland supporters are saying the same as me. This is not good enough. But what I'm saying is, Gateshead are better than Solihull, right? And if we don't beat Solihull, how bad are we? The transfers. Well, we've got 4 in, 2 goalkeepers. That's 2 goalkeepers, 1 position. We've got Emil Hudson on the left, and the great Alfie May at centre forward. Now, we've had talk and talk and talk and talk. And to be fair, Birmingham City and the people who run these websites, including myself, want you to listen to them. So they tell you about this wonderful news about this guy is in the pecking order, and this guy's on his way, and this guy, and they go on for days, and nothing happens. Now that's frustrating, and the club shouldn't do it. Clubs, it would be nice to put it on one morning and say, we got nothing to report today. You know, all the deals that we've told you about are ongoing, and there's no new ones. Thank you. Um, Now, listening to who we have been in line for, and this lad Cochrane from Hearts, who's uh, need 100 appearances for Hearts in the Scottish Premier League, which tells me he's probably more than suitable for a League One. He's actually English, um, and he's a left back. Now that's one position that we have the best left back in this division without doubt. We haven't seen anybody else. He was the best left back in the championship. Now, again, going back to Saturday, he didn't have much of a game, but we seem to buy in left backs. Another left back, this guy from Peterborough. How many left backs do we need? And it's a centre half that we need. We want a big centre half, right, to go along with Sanderson. If Sanderson's, as he said, is fit and firing, and please forgive me all my mistakes, you'll see the real me this year. Great, love that, good man. But if he plays alongside the people he played alongside Saturday, he's going to be wanting to be out by before September comes anyway. Um, So there doesn't seem any logic to the rumours. Now, okay, you got to pick the bones out of this. Is this a possibility or not? We've been talking about the Rangers centre half, Olsen. Now, the practicalities of signing him. He's got 3 years left on his contract. He's on 37 grand a week. What's he going to come to us for? He can sit on his backside and not play. Now, how are we going to get him in? The only way is if Rangers pay him off, and we get a free. So he's getting his 37 grand a week for the next 3 years, and we pay him part of that, which Glasgow Rangers aren't full of nutters. They're not going to stand for that, are they? So a lot of it doesn't make any sense. A lad from Cardiff that's been mentioned today, and so on and so forth, and it's frustrating. We're being fed waffle, basically. Let's get them through the door, okay? And let's have a signature signing. This guy we missed out on from Holland, the Norwegian, who's 6'4", and can play football and can head the damn thing. That would have got me excited. But I'm not discounting these guys' abilities, but it ain't making me think, I can't wait to see these guys. Because I can wait. I can wait a long time. What I want to see is somebody who is snatched from under, a Premier League side, and who is the business. It's going to get people off their seats. Now, the other thing is Dembele disappeared off the face of the earth. We give Bielik a 3-year contract, and he didn't play the weekend. This is not good. It may mean nothing, and I accept that, but it ain't positive. People aren't playing. Why aren't they playing? Well, they're injured. Well, injured? How are they injured? Tripping up the shower curtain or something. They've had pre-season training. They're kicking lumps off each other, aren't they? Just get on with it, boys. Just get on with it. Anyway, as I say, tonight we're playing Solihull Moors. I think you can probably find somewhere watching it on Blues TV or YouTube or Facebook or solihull.com or something. And I'll see you next week. Remember, if it's Wednesday, it's Wattos. God bless you all.